Or they will say the CCB is my money and the wife is my account, they paid it to. So this CCB is my own.
It's by the time you help your when you say other room matters, you're ready
Right.
for
If you
other
are too
room.
tired, how are you going to
You will not
function
be
in the
hearing
other
no,
room?
no, no.
Had to take care of the kids. It doesn't have to be anything expensive.
Mm.
Just you, but you just finding like minds, women that have like minds. Hi, lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Obehi, and this is Obehi's Chronicles. On this channel, I share everything social work, migration, life in Canada, and some vlogs here and there. So if this is something that you like, please do well to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so when I post a video, you know that I have a video up. And yeah, let's jump right into today's video. So right here with me today, I have this gorgeous woman. She is the queen of Saskatoon. That's what I see her as. And her name is Christy Sport. And Christy, introduce yourself to us.
Hello everyone, nice to be here. My name is Christy. I have a channel that is named Christy Spurs, and on that channel I share my faith journey. I share our lives here in Canada as new immigrants. They say we are new immigrants until we are 5 years old. 5 years in Canada, so we are still new immigrants, and everything in between. On my channel, you may find a cooking video here today, and it's just lifestyle in general. So you should go follow me too.
Yeah, so Christy has a very lovely channel. She has lots of videos on her channel, so you can stop by her channel and just scroll through. You definitely find something worth your while. And I'll be leaving her link in the description box, and I'll also leave it in the pinned comment. So do well to check. And we're just going to jump right into today's video. So now today's video is something that everybody has somehow tried to talk about. People are still raving about it, and today we want to lend our voice, and that is African traditional women, if something like that still holds
Mm.
when we move abroad. So if you are in the UK, Canada, Australia, wherever you are, you've left Nigeria, you've left Africa, you've left your home country, and you have come to the Western world, do you still hold that baby girl life, that traditional African woman that is a princess and a body? Do you still hold that standard? Do you still have that? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm just going to ask Christy, since you moved to Canada, tell me, do you still hold, were you working when you were in Nigeria? Let's start from there.
I was working hard. So
Okay.
I worked in the bank in Nigeria, and that was why I said I was working hard because I was in marketing. And I think I tried leaving the job about 3 times. But even in Nigeria, I am this person that's if you like give me everything, I will still say I want to work. So I've never been that person that wants to, but sometimes you just feel like, why can't I just be that person that
We just
everything
land.
I need, the vacations, the designer things, I'm getting it, and I don't have to use my money. Like, I don't need to work,
Right.
like, because sometimes working is not actually because you want to work, it's actually because you want to have the money.
Right.
So yes, I was working, and I found out that since I got to Canada, I still need to keep working.
Right. Right.
So it's yeah, it's
Yeah. So
we need to work.
right. So here we've established the fact that Christy was working. When I was in Nigeria, I was working, but it got to a point where I got pregnant and my husband was like, you don't have to work anymore. I'm going to take care of you. So at that time I was living like the pure baby girl life, just waking up, dressing up, going out,
Oh,
shopping, coming back home, baby girl life.
baby
But
girl.
but he's coming to Canada, difference have changed. In fact, I left Nigeria in a while ago. So I went to America first, then went to the UK before coming to Canada. So all the while those period I you have to work because
Mm.
as we know, it's not the same where the you pay bills once a year in Nigeria. But here, bills is every month.
It's
They
every
will knock
month,
on your door
baby.
and say, oh God, give me your bills,
It's every
rent,
month.
electricity, and all that. In Nigeria, you have your own water filtration, you have your own electricity. Like most of us had solar or inverter. You didn't have to be worried about PHCN or NEPA or whatever they are called now. That wasn't like a problem for you because you could foot all those by yourself, right? And a little amount of money in Nigeria at that time would go a long way. But
Mm.
right now, I find that a lot of African women have to come here and leave their traditional African roles as wives to be able to support their families. So now, my question is, do you feel like our African women are happy being in that role, or what are the challenges that they might be facing carrying that role, that change of role from being the African traditional woman to now having to work and put food on the table and help their husbands? How do you feel people are handling that?
So I think African women don't really have an issue with working. And you would see that even back home, even the African women that we termed stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home mothers or wives, they still have something. Online business, you see people, they will say they are stay-at-home wives, they are content creators,
Right.
they sell something online, they do something to still bring in the money. Only that those funds sometimes back home were not really needed to help
Mhm. Right.
in the maintenance of the home. But here, coming here, that money is needed. So it's not, you're not just doing that work for fun just because you just want to keep busy. So I don't
Mhm.
think African women actually have a problem with doing the work. I think the problem is doing being expected to do that work and still being expected to do the house chores they were doing. It was not a problem.
Right.
I am doing my as a content creator or as an online business owner, or even people that had like big businesses. They had helps. They had, so it was not, they could wake up and get to their shops or their stores maybe 12 noon. It was not a big like a problem, so they didn't need to do the rush to go out and all that. But now coming here that you need to do that, it's either you're doing your 9 to 5. People that are starting businesses, they really need to think before you can get your business established to say you're having, people that would, even if you have people that are helping you, you don't want to be doing a business in Canada and you are getting to your store by 12 or
Right.
it's not the same. So yes, they don't mind. I think African women don't really mind getting into that role of adding, supporting the financial aspect of the family. It's just that while they are doing that, the problem is who helps
Suppose
on
they're
the
getting
other
to
side.
themselves.
if
Right.
they if African women get help on the other side, then I think generally we are fine with not living a soft life.
Thank you for sharing. So, how about their mental health and how they are able to keep their heads sane? Here they are by themselves, no family members, no, like, a few people have maybe community that they built and all that, but most of us in general do not have family members. We do not have that community, and we're struggling. So, how do you think African women or immigrant women, how do you think they keep themselves sane and able to carry on with the responsibility as being the wife and mother of the family? What do you think people are doing to keep themselves sane?
So for one, I'll think maybe I'll share with you what's working in my own family. So I'm lucky. I'm glad that my husband is not the one that will say these are the things a woman should do. And it's be like that. Even though we had helps back home, is be like that. Like it doesn't see it as a big deal to cook. Doing the dishes is not, even though back home he only does it once in a while because we had people that were doing it.
Right.
And so one thing that's been helping is the fact that we have some things. For example, in the mornings, I have 3 kids. I cannot be packing lunch and I'll be expected to come and like get the children ready.
Right.
I'm sure that on my way to work, I'll be tired.
You burnt out already. Yeah.
So one thing that's been helping for my own family is we have it was not even like something we sat down to say you be doing this. We just found out while I'm preparing, like getting the kids' lunch boxes packed, my husband is getting them ready, like getting them dressed. Even though sometimes some of the getting them dressed, I'm like, this combination, I don't understand it, but I take my
Yeah.
I
You
don't
choose your
like
struggle.
I allow him to, even if I'm not fine with the combination, as long as in winter they are well, like whatever they are wearing, they are warm. In summer, whatever they are wearing is okay. Even if the combination is not something I would want to, I allow him. So that's something that's been helping. Like both parties need to put in their efforts. So now we have discovered that it's not just the men that can provide, and that's why our soft life that we are thinking of living from back home, we have to, start working. So one thing that will help Africa I think that can help African women to maintain their sanity is the husband, the spouses also putting in their own bits, helping here and there.
Right.
And I think it will also help. By the time you help when you say other room matters, you're ready
Right.
for
If you
other
are too
room.
tired, how are you going to
You will not
function
be
in the
hearing
other
no, no,
room?
no.
Right.
Because it's somebody that is not stressed is the person that can say, okay, oh, we have time for these other
Right.
activities.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, being helpful is something that I think can help African women. And another thing is, you can't, when you say community, of course you can't say somebody from outside should come and help you to clean your house. So it's still both the and from for other things, like maybe you need to find a babysitter. You can get your community to help. There are a lot of activities around this time, a lot of activities for the kids. You can find someone that you can carpool, that this week you are the one taking them next week. So things like that will help, to
Right.
help you maintain your sanity.
Right. Another thing that I feel that African women should do is they should take time for self care. And
Yeah.
that one you can't do it by yourself. You have to you have to collaborate with your husband, right? But there's sometimes where you just need. There are some people that I know. There are some friends of mine that I know that will take one Saturday. They will go and rent a lodge in a hotel very close to their house and just be there. Turn off their phone and just be there. There are sometimes I have friends come over, we'll sit down over a bottle of wine and just gist and laugh. The kids will be upstairs with maybe their dad, and we'll just be here. You understand? The dads will take care of the kids. It doesn't have to be anything expensive.
Mm,
Just you, but you just finding like minds, women that have like minds like you, or someone that you can maybe confide in or just trust. You just be able to sit down with the person and rub minds. That way you are mentally you are okay, and then you can also have plans towards your future because here you
yeah.
have somebody who is planning as well, and then you people can rub mind and exchange ideas. So I think we need to work together, like collaborate, husbands and wife, like just collaborate so that the African woman can still be herself. Because like me personally, this year there's so many things I've done for myself in collaboration with my husband that is making me feel good. I know I've mentioned it so many times on my channel here. I got my teeth done. I went and did VSG because I want to look good. And this is something that it costs us a lot of money, but it's something that I collaborated with my husband to make sure that we have it done because it is something that makes me happy. I want to be happy. And the only way I can be happy is if I feel good in my body. That's what can project outside. So if our African men are able to support their wives in any way, and most women are willing, but let's not forget that there's some women that will have money and hide their money. Let
That's
us forget that.
true.
Why do you think
That
women
is
do
true.
that? Or they will say the CCB is my money and the wife is my account, they paid it to, so this CCB is my own. You,
I've
I don't
heard
know
that
for
that
you.
thing cost like it
Oh
causes
yes, it
issues.
does.
I can't
No, I want you
like
to
wrap
speak
my
on this.
head around it.
Why do you think things like that happen? Why do you think some women do that?
I think at the end of the day, I'll think it's selfishness and maybe not understand, because for us, CCB is, because university is expensive. Oh.
Yeah, I agree
For
with you.
us, CCB is something we are like saving towards the children's higher education.
Mhm.
If And I think one of the reasons some women may be like that is because we are not thinking that the people we met here, they've had a longer time to save money, especially if you have like grown up well, depending on how grown your kids are before you get here. If you compare yourself with people that have been here, or maybe families that gave birth to their children here, you
Mhm.
are like far behind them in terms of getting your kids ready for their higher education.
Right.
And yes, even though we will be like citizens by the time, for example, me will be citizens already by the time my kids are ready to go to the university. But university is still quite expensive, and so, for example, childcare benefits is what we are saving towards their higher education.
Right.
And so I think the reason some women will do that is selfishness. Just because at the end of the day, when you think about what are you buying? The
But
childcare benefits. What is, because it's supposed to be for childcare. How are you using that money to care for the children and you are taking it away from your husband? I don't
on
it's
the other
I
hand,
can't.
there's some situations where I've heard that the wife is holding it back because at some point the husband was being stingy, he wasn't sharing, she doesn't know how much her husband earns. So this is her own safety net that she's going to keep for herself just in case something happens, so she has something to fall back on. Do
Hmm.
you think that is still selfishness or just being smart?
So because of what you said now, I think that sometimes too, if we don't know the whole story or like people's situation, we are quick to judge. For example, I was
Right.
quick to judge, I was quick to say selfishness. And that's why I would say that sometimes for marriages to work, both parties need to be ready to make it work.
Right.
Because for a man that is stingy, the woman is also trying to like cover our own behind.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't think childcare benefits is what you used to come. Because your children, you think about your children, oh, if you're not saving for them, it might affect yeah, because at the end of the day, they will not have to take student loans. Do you want your children to, have to get education and they have to pay like for years
At
before
least
they
your
get
father paid for your own
your
education.
father paid for you?
You should do your own back.
So yeah, I would still say, hmm, I don't know. I'll still say it's selfishness because you are thinking of yourself. You should think of the children you have brought to this world. It is. I don't say it's your fault, but well, you are the one that chose their father.
Right.
You're the one
Right.
that chose this man to be your husband. And this is where we need to still communicate, like come together to discuss. This I now that you mention it, I remember there was somebody that said her husband her husband does not give her something. Maybe yeah, she's the one that takes care of the crèche fees of their
Okay.
child because she's the one that gets the husband says she's the one that gets child care benefits. So she should cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's their decision.
That's what works for them.
She agreed with that. She said it was okay that that was what they were going to use it for. So childcare benefits actually is something, and I this is me hoping that both husband and wife are people that reason correctly. Childcare
Right.
benefit is something that should be used towards helping the child in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll still say it's selfishness. So even if your husband is stingy, work for your own money.
Right. Okay, so we've really talked about this situation and that African women cannot keep that their baby girl role because now let's look at the financial part of it. Do you feel like a one income family would be able to survive in Canada?
Hmm. Except that one income is earning around because it depends on the kind of life you want to live. If you want to live comfortably, if that one person is earning like 150,000, 180 per annum, why not? But the way I said it now, you know that it's not easy to find such a job. It's not easy, especially as new immigrants. The longer you stay, the more experience, Canadian experience, and all that you gather, the easier it is to find, jobs that will pay you well.
Yeah.
Because when people are shouting six figure, most times six figure starts from maybe 110, 120, and by the time tax enter that money, it's not 110, 120 you're taking home.
Yes,
So six
exactly.
figure is not following you home.
Right.
And I have discovered that to live averagely okay in Canada, we need at least to be earning, maybe not following us home. We need at least to be earning six figure
Mm-hmm.
to live like averagely okay. And as new immigrants, one person cannot, you can't come in and one person will be able to immediately. Some people are able to. And remember, I said like 150, 180.
Right.
There's nobody that comes and immediately you come, you're able to start earning like that amount. It's director, CEO, big, big position. So it's really difficult. And this may be because back home there's easier like flow of cash than we have
Yeah.
now.
Things are
Back in
not really
Nigeria, somebody
expensive.
can just come and dash you 250,000 naira. Somebody can do. I used to work in the bank, and I know people dash us money. Like people will just come and dash us. I can go to work one day and I'll come back home with 50K that somebody dashed me. But you don't have such kind of dash it because the money flow like is not like
Economy
that.
is different.
Is different. So you really need two incomes. You need two incomes to be able to and that's why what Obehi said about planning together with your spouse works. Yeah, we will have the two income, but we need to also find time as the man to for myself so that I'm earning. I'm also taking time to rest. I'm also doing things that will make me happy. But the
Right.
truth is, both spouses, both parties need to work.
So, in a nutshell, we have just really decided, we have just agreed here now that that African woman, African baby girl
Yeah.
lifestyle is not really plausible here,
It's not possible.
except your Odogu is Odoguing.
Odogo, Odogo. Oh.
Except your Odogu is
Except Odogo
Odoguing
is not
very
it's
well.
not Canada money that I want to use to do Odogo.
Except that, so we've established the fact that the traditional African woman just being at home taking care of the children, it's not really possible here. So we need to understand that and work together as a family and as a couple and as a unit to make everything work. So, Christy, do you have final words? Is there anything you want to add?
So I don't know if you've heard about this, but I also heard recently that there's something like stay at home girlfriend.
I've not heard that before.
So some of these things are like all over TikTok.
Hmm.
TikTok is like sometimes I go there and I run back. Some of the things you see on TikTok, you feel like, are
Can
these
get
people
carried
living in
away.
this life?
Hmm. Yeah.
So I heard about stay at home girlfriend and how some people are thinking that it's the way they want to live their lives, and some people are talking about the fact that how reasonable is that and all that. And with what we just said now, to even be a stay-at-home wife is not something that is feasible in this part of the world.
Right.
So being a stay-at-home girlfriend is even less possible. It's even less reasonable. So yeah, this I know it might be um one in a million or one in
Mhm.
100,000 of
Right.
people, but there'll be some people that can like do this part of being stay-at-home wives. But the reality is, for most people that are relocating, it's not something that is possible. The the easiest way to help the husband not to run mad. I also heard that there are some families that it's the husband that wants to be the stay-at-home husband, the stay-at-home dad, or stay-at-home whatever. So whichever, whether it's the husband that wants to be stay-at-home or the wife, it's something that is not going to work if you want the other person to be mentally okay at the end of the day.
Right. So, in a nutshell, what we're just saying is this video is just directed to everybody. If you're planning to migrate or you're already here, we just want you to know that two income that's what everybody used to stay afloat because one income basically it's you'll be overstretching it to believe that your family will be able to cope on one income. So that African baby girl lifestyle that we used to live, that I used to, let me say that I used to live. I know a lot of people lived that lifestyle as well. That's not possible here. And we need to just understand that we'll continue to do things to help our family grow. And that's how African women here have been trying their best to keep themselves afloat, saving their mental health, and also trying to build a community to help ourselves develop ourselves, if you understand what I mean. But anyway,
Yeah.
guys, thank you for watching today's video. I want you to leave in the comment section. Just let us know what you think. Do you feel like one income household can work? Do you feel like African women should just take the back burner like we used to and allow our men do the work? Just share your opinions there. I want to hear everything you have to say. And don't forget to visit Christy's channels. Christy talks a lot more about marriage. I'm not one person that talks so much about marriage, but Christy always gives us a tea about marriage. And some other time we'll have Christy come here and also give us some hints on how we can be more godly women and how we can, incorporate Christ in our families. Christy, right? You're able to do that for us.
Yeah.
Now, mommy Gio, so she's able to do that. Even me, I need to learn because we will struggle on this
I'm
end.
not GOAing
So,
anything, no.
so yeah, so we'll call Christian another time to share with us some things that we can do to keep our family spiritually inclined and how to be godly wives in our marriages. Okay, guys, we're just going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a video. And until we see you again in the next video, bye, guys.
Thank you for
Take
having
care.
me. Bye.
Yeah.